Hello and welcome to another how-to video. My name is Ditech, CTO at DVS, and first of all, we apologise for the lack of content in the last 2 weeks. We've been extremely busy and you will see some of the great new products we've been testing in the very near future. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified of all our weekly content, and more importantly, we know who's watching it and we can tailor the content to you, and it drives us forward. Everybody, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, just make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'm also chasing down the YouTube 100,000 view subscriber button. Help me out, help me out. Okay, what are we gonna take a look, what are we gonna look at today? Let's just say it more. Every time I do this, I always get that bit wrong. But here we go. A lot of you have commented on the post that we made on social media, LinkedIn especially, a couple of weeks ago on the new Hikvision Smart Hybrid Light solution. In front of us, we have got a small selection of the brand new range. Now, this combines AccuSense, ColorVu and infrared technology in an all-in-one product range. So in front of us, we have the new Smart Hybrid Light ColorVu. You can see new packaging, same great product, but it has the ability or the enhancement of having a dual white light and infrared. Best of both worlds. Why does that benefit us? Well, we're going to show you that through the course and content of this video. And more importantly, before we get any further into this video, in the next few weeks, we are going to have a special guest, and we are going to be showing you the comparison between the old versions, the new versions, and the quality. For now, this video is a small, quick, real showcase on what this camera does, how to program it, and the benefits of it. The real sort of like-for-like performance against the older, say, but still current, ColorVu and dedicated powered by Darkfighter cameras, plus the new Smart Hybrid. We'll do a full comparison of that with our special guest in a few weeks, so make sure you take a look at that video when it is released. More of that to come. We are going to showcase, well, we've got 3 of the products in front of us. One of them I'm going to showcase in this demo room today. I'm going to change one of the cameras, dial into it like we always do, go through the web and show you the functions and performance very quickly in this room. So it's going to be a very quick 15 to 20 minute video just to give you a very brief insight into how good and how powerful this range is. As always, if you do like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. More importantly, get in contact with DVS. We'll give you more details. The stock is on order, it's on its way in, and we will have a lot of this to sell you very, very soon indeed. So we've got the 8 megapixel, so you can see the new part codes. It's got G2HLRU in there. So this is the turret camera, 8 megapixel turret camera. So the range is 8 megapixel and 4 megapixel. So we're going to have a split of both. The samples we've got here are 8 megapixel. So we've got the 8 megapixel 2.8mm mini bullet. We've got the 8 megapixel fixed lens bullet camera, the larger big brother of that. And of course you've got the 8 megapixel turret camera. Now currently the range doesn't include the live guard functionality. More of that to come in a later video. This is currently smart dual light selection without the live guard functionality. Now that will be coming very, very soon, that we have been told. So the one we're going to put up today, I'm going to change this camera here. It's an old camera and I'm going to modernize the demo room. So if I can take the security seal off. Brute force is what sorts that. You can see the new packaging finally is eco-friendly. They've done away in the new product range, and hopefully as this continues to grow, it'll go through the older ranges as well. New eco-friendly packaging. It's all cardboard, it's all recyclable. So inside you've got the drill template, your screws, manual, and you've got a security screwdriver as always there. Manual, and you've got the camera itself here. You can see all redesigned cardboard packaging. There is a white light here enhancing the video quality, but it's all recyclable. You can pull that out and completely recyclable in your end customer or your own office's recycling facilities. Now, how cool is that? Better packaging, less waste, better for the environment, better for you. Really leans into the eco-responsibility that we're all trying to get to. So I'm super pleased to introduce this new eco-friendly packaging. So well done, Hikvision, on that. We look forward to your continued success in that. I just threw it on the floor. So the camera itself is standard. It looks like a normal camera. And again, all you TikTokers out there, the most satisfying part of any of the video is taking this plastic wrapper off. There we go. Wow. Again, standard camera functionality, 8 megapixel fixed lens. You've got your SD card and reset lens cover there, so normal. Integrated bracket, fly lead, so RJ45 PoE plus 12 volt DC power in if you want to power it by a 12 volt DC power supply. You know, QR code, serial number, all of the standard functionalities. Same great look housing, same great look, and again with the turret, bullet, they're all very familiar. The black lens. But you can see on here, if I bring it closer, you've got the LED, integrated LED light bar, and there's also the infrared behind this black lens here. So it is, like I said, making use of both technologies. So what we're going to do now is, and it's ColorVu AccuSense, of course, we're going to swap this camera over here, like I said, and then we're going to jump straight into the web side of this, make sure the firmware's up to date, how to program it, quick skip through, and then more importantly, what does the performance look like. So we'll try and make it as dark as possible and sort of reflect how good the image is and how the infrared and white light can be affected for you and your customers' purposes effectively. So hang fire while we swap this over. I'll transfer you over to the PC and you'll see me very, very shortly. Okay, so the camera is actually now fitted. I've added it to the recorder. I went through all the boring stuff, activated it, did the IP address, and added it to the recorder of choice. It's actually the recorder that you saw me on earlier. So the boring bit's done. Now the fun bit. This is the PDF, which I'm going to walk through to give you some sort of insight really into this new smart light technology. So Pro Series network cameras, they're available in a couple of different forms. As you can see there, we've got the bullet cameras, turret camera, mini bullet camera, and the 2-1 series mini dome. So, a couple of different modes. You can actually have them, and you'll see this programming mode. You know, don't sweat. We're going to go into the programming through the web menu of the camera shortly, so you'll be able to see where these are set. So, a couple of operating modes that the camera has that you are allowed to do. You can actually have it in infrared mode. You can have it in smart mode, or you can have it in white light mode, which is the default. So the white light mode is the default, but you can change it to smart mode. By changing it to smart mode, when there is no target, the infrared turns on. So you get this image, no reason to have the white light in broadcast an area, or maybe it's sensitive, maybe you don't like the white light pollution, maybe you don't find it effective with the white light on, whatever those reasons are, and they may be personal, it would be in infrared mode. When a person or a vehicle enters the area, the white light turns on. Therefore, you go from the infrared to the color image, more details, much more enhanced image, obviously much better quality. When the person and vehicle leaves, the infrared turns on again and the white light turns off. So that's that smart mode. Or you can have it by white mode, which is the default. So standard ColorVu technology, as we would believe it to be. So super confocal technology, so other brands, and then Hikvision and how that works with the low dispersion lens. You get stable and clear image. We know how good the ColorVu image is. It's the industry leading image. So up to 4K, so we've got the 8 megapixel camera fitted here, but there is a 4 megapixel range, f1.0 super large aperture, ColorVu technology, AccuSense technology, hybrid light illumination, and remote control via HiConnect, which we are going to add it to the HiConnect app shortly so we can see what that looks like also. And again, eco-friendly packaging, no plastic film use for packaging, environmentally friendly, biodegradable materials, helping reduce waste disposal costs, better for the environment. And then indoor and outdoor applications, you know, and they're the product showcases there. So they're the current products that are available, okay? And then the performance, so hybrid light in infrared mode, hybrid light in white light mode, then the AccuSense. So you can already see the benefit, even in infrared mode, it's a more clear, enhanced image. And then obviously, again, with the ColorVu compared to the older ColorVu technology, very, very good images regardless. Okay, so that's as much as that boring thing wants to let us see. So moving on to the technology. Apologies for those of you that don't like PDFs. So we're going to log into the camera. Like I said, we've already activated it, given its IP address. If I can remember the password. I just used a new one. I believe it's that one. Yeah, it is. Okay, so get rid of that. The image itself, you'll see when it loads, it does take a minute when you're on Edge. I'm in Edge, Internet Explorer mode. Apologies. Apologies, people. That should load now. Wonder why the image didn't come on. There we go. So there we are. There's me making the video. You can see it is next to a turret camera. Can't really do much about that, but again, you might get a bit of reflection of that maybe, but I think we should be okay looking at it. But again, typical camera looking into the corner, and there's me making the video content here. Ta-da! So you can see wonderful 8 megapixel image. Very, very clear. We all know and love the Hikvision product itself. Absolutely fantastic image quality. And now it's even better with this dual light capability. So if we go into the configuration, I am quickly going to add this to Hike Connect. So I'm going to open up my Hike Connect. Just open in Hike Connect on my phone. I'm going to simply add the device on here. Manual add in. So I'm going to quickly go and set this up. So let me just stop this a second. Okay, so just so you're aware, that camera behind me I've now added to the Hike Connect app there. You can clearly see, nice and simple, scan the QR code. That's now added to the app. There is an interesting feature which I'm going to show you in a minute. Let me just, it's just asked me to accept Hike Pro Connect, which I will do. I'm going to add that to my device. Here we are. Okay. Okay, that's done. Right, so get my mouse back over here. So we look at live view, like I said, fantastic image quality, added to Hike Connect, just as good there. You can put an SD card in the camera. What I would say is we quite encourage that, putting an SD card in the camera and setting it to record. One, you can use a standalone, but two, if you are using it with a network recorder, say that gets stolen, damaged in a robbery, it just falls over, hard drive fails, there's footage in the camera. It's invaluable to have this really lovely high performance CCTV system, and then something like that fails and you're left with no recording or evidence. Definitely get an SD card put in there. Okay, so apologies, it is a bit messy in here. We've had a couple of events and we've butchered the room a little bit and we got to sort of finish putting it back together. So again, apologies, not as neat as it normally is. Okay, so under configuration, again, I haven't put an SD card in it. I do normally, this one I haven't because it is added to a very stable recorder. So under system, got camera name, all of the normal stuff. Couple of menus to point out. Again, this is the latest firmware currently, but again, always check. If you're not sure, get in contact with DVS or Hikvision and we'll point you to the latest firmware for your camera. So again, in the VCA resource, you've got Smart Event, which is the default. So that enables your line crossing, your intrusion areas, etc. You can change it to face capture, which then optimizes it to use the face NVR, face recognition NVR, or monitoring, which basically removes the smart event functionality. Metadata settings, again, I always tick yes, send metadata with the smart event and click save. Maintenance, standard, restore default, upgrade firmware, etc. Auto reboot functionality. Got your security menus. You fill these in as applicable, guys. Each one's got their own take on this. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just need to do what your customer or application demands at the time. Again, user management. Network, so we filled out our network parameters. DNS, PPOE port, NAT, and multicast. Under advanced, so you've got the email, FTP, SNMP. So FTP, if you want to send it to an SFTP server, you want to send events or time-lapse images, etc. to that FTP offsite, please feel free to use that. Many of you do. Under platform access, there's a new function here now called external linkage via Hike Pro Connect. So if I tick that, that enables me then in Hike Pro Connect, if I've added multiple devices in Hike Pro Connect, you can do cross-device activation. So as you can see there, when enabled, you can set the linkage rule via Hike Pro Connect to trigger the linkage actions between camera and other devices. So it's a really cool way of using the Hike Pro Connect as a central management system to then take events and cause an effect from other devices that are also added to the same site. Really, really cool, and it's really, really powerful. Again, if you don't know much about Hike Pro Connect, go check our YouTube channel out. It's a full walkthrough, walk down, and how you can use that and how it benefits you and your customer in there. Not going to go through it today. Make sure you go check that out. So again, you've got HTTPS, QoS, quality of service, integration protocol, network service, alarm server, and SRTP. Video and audio, again, it does have a built-in microphone, and on the mainstream and substream, it's set to video and audio, so the microphone's live. And again, on the mainstream, just make sure it's set to full resolution, H.265. I don't use H.265 Plus. And then obviously, you can turn the audio off. If you don't need the audio microphone capability, you can change it to video stream only on both mainstream and substream. It will remove the microphone from being able to be recorded. Audio, so you've got mic in. You've got the input volume there, so you can turn that right up if you want, so it's highly effective. And then environmental noise filter, region of interest, and display info on stream. Whenever I click on the region of interest one, it'll crash because it's trying to bring through the image. So we can set the parameters for region of interest. There we go, cleared it. Image. Now this is sort of the main menu where I showed you on the PDF earlier. This is how you set the white light up, infrared light, smart light, however you want to do that. This is how you do this. So we might need to just do that a second, bring the image back through. This is where the image doesn't come through. It's worked every other time, and now I want to adjust it. It's not going to work. Let's just give it a minute. But basically, you've got your scenes, so you can use preset scenes, normal, backlight, front light, low illumination, custom and custom 2, etc. Nice and easy. The image is there now. You've got OSD settings, privacy mask, and image parameter switch. Okay, standard functionality in all our cameras now. You have image adjustment, exposure settings, iris mode fixed, or anti-banding. You can change it to on or off. So if you get like issues with like LED lights generally, when you get this banding issue, you can turn that on and off to remove the banding. And then the exposure is 1/12. You can adjust it. So most like powered by darkfighter cameras, for instance, they come as 1/25. But again, you will lose the ColorVu performance because such a big aperture, we allow a lot of light in, which gives that super cool, super vivid image. But you can adjust it if you want to. Day-night switch, right? These are the this is the sort of main area of focus for this smart light technology. So day-night switch is auto, but I can change it to permanently day mode, permanently night mode, auto, or scheduled switch. So we're going to leave it as auto. Sensitivity, I put it up. Put it right up so it switches quicker, and then the filtering time at the minimum so it sees it and changes it at the least amount of time, which is 5 seconds. Now smart supplement light you can have on or off. Now on is where it adjusts the sensitivity, the brightness of the light so it doesn't whitewash an image out. By default I would leave it on, but you can turn it off if you want. If the camera's high up and an object's not going to get that close, feel free to turn it off. Now supplement light mode, you've got white supplement light, which is the default, so it's going to be in ColorVu with the white light. When it goes too dark, the white light will come on and it'll be a proper ColorVu camera. You've got infrared supplement light, so when the image goes too dark, the infrared will come on. Or you've got the new function of smart white light. So LED light brightness control is auto or manual. I'm going to put it to manual. I'm going to put infrared up to the highest and white light up to the highest. So if you change it to manual, it will take these settings here. By default, it will always be at 100% brightness. Or if you put it to auto, it can go start lower and go up to the highest, depending on the light level and its own parameters on how it will adjust that light. So for purposes of video demonstration, I always put it on manual. To be fair, most of the sites I configure for everybody, I change that to manual and get the full effect out of it. I just find this easier to be on manual and full brightness. But again, if the objects are very close, sometimes you'll get infrared bounce back or the white light will wash the image out. So you do have to be a little bit careful, but you are able to adjust it here. So what I would say is always go into the display settings, the image tab, and under here, you want to make sure you're setting the camera to smart mode. That's the whole premise of having this smart camera, is you're making use of both technologies, infrared and the ColorVu technology with the white light. Now, if you just want the ColorVu technology, then again, that's the default. You don't really have to do anything. But again, this is a smart hybrid camera. The reason you're paying that little bit extra is to get the best of both worlds. So now that setup is smart light and infrared and white light. Backlight settings, you can adjust them as required. White light, image enhancement, and video adjustment. Rest of the stuff is very straightforward. So camera name, I've got to wait for it to come through now. Apologies, it does take a little bit of time. When you're doing a screen recording, using the screen recorder, it does take a little bit more time to bring the image through because I've got the screen recording program draining the CPU now. But there we go. What I will do is drag this over here. Drag that up there. And get rid of that. Change that to day, month, year. Save. Okay. And then what we can do then, privacy mask. Add privacy mask if it's looking at a sensitive area, housing, people's windows, etc. Of course, use privacy mask. Event. You can use motion detection. And again, you've got human and vehicle detection. I've turned motion detection off. I don't use motion detection. I just use I put it on 24/7 record, probably like most people. And if I want the event, I'll use line crossing or intrusion. But again, motion detection, video tampering, and exception. Storage, again, you can put an SD card in there. You can do time lapse, enable time shot, etc. So all of the standard functionality of the camera. But we're going to go into smart event. And we'll just set up a line cross, simple line cross. Wow, it's really slow. Note to oneself, buy new laptop. But you've got all of the standard VCA functionality, scene change, line cross, intrusion, region entrance, region exit. All of the standard VCA functionalities using the AccuSense technology, they're the ones you want. You don't need anything else. So what we are going to do is we're going to enable line cross. I'm going to enable that. You get up to 4 lines, up to 4 intrusion areas, and you can do vehicle, human, directional, sensitivity, and then target validity, basic, high, high, highest. I'm going to use basic just for purposes of demonstration. Arming schedule, and then linkage method. Okay, so back to area settings. I'm going to draw the line, so I'm just going to draw it across here. Across here. Yeah, that'll do. Save that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to live view. We're going to see if that image comes through. I might quickly reboot my PC in a minute though. We're going to see if this image comes through. I'm going to turn all the lights off so you can see it goes into infrared mode, and when it detects me, it should go to white light mode and you get the enhanced detail. So we're going to do a bit of a test on this. So I'll wait till this to come through, and you can see it is there now. I'll get it so it is live. So give me 2 minutes. I'll reboot this. And we'll rejoin it in a position where we'll see it go from infrared to ColorVu. So hopefully we'll do that. So stay tuned. Okay, you can see I've got the camera up on IMS 4200. It was the easiest way to demonstrate it. So you can see the infrared is doing its job. It is very dark in here. If I use the camera phone, obviously you can see me, but if I show you how dark it is there, very, very dark room. The infrared is doing its job as you'd expect it would be. Lovely image. The infrared is bouncing off this LED screen here. Okay, there is another LED camera then, so a couple of LEDs available from other light sources, so it does help that a little bit. But you would agree it's very, very usable infrared image with no light source available. And of course, you can turn that infrared power up and down in the web, as I showed you earlier, depending on what you're trying to achieve. But extremely powerful, extremely good image. So I'm going to go walk in front of this. I'm going to turn my torch light off. I'm going to go and walk in front of that camera. It should detect me, and then the white light should come on, and you should see how powerful and how good. Again, we're going back to ColorVu technology with white light. So one, it's a good deterrent. Two, you get much better image quality and evidence purposes. And three, it's a health and safety benefit because it lights the path up and I can see what I'm doing. It's very dark in here now. There's a risk of health and safety all over this. But let's see what it looks like when the white light comes on. So bear with me, guys. I'm just going to walk down there. Okay, and there we go. That is the white light on at full power. It staged up, so it came on at 50% and went up to 100%. Hopefully you can see how clear the image is. I'm now around 7 meters away from this camera, maybe 10. Yeah, it's quite, 7 to 10 meters certainly. And you can see, hopefully you can see me clearly enough. And as I walk toward the camera, obviously that image and the quality will get even better. So there we have it. That is the ColorVu camera technology. I hope you enjoyed this video. So I'm going to turn the lights on now. Eventually that will go back to infrared mode. But hopefully you really enjoyed this video. You can see the clear benefits of this technology. And don't forget to watch more for this content in the coming weeks where we have our special guest star. Other than that, stay safe. I hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you love the technology like we do. See you very soon for another how-to video.